Hey guys, this is the AI King Russ Ward, and what I'm going to show you how to do in this video is create an AI bot using the Go High Level chat widget, and we are going to be creating this one for a real estate investor. Now, what you see on the screen here is the checklist that I have created for my VA to create these bots at scale. This is every single step of the way that you need to do to create these bots. And the cool thing about it is every single one of these steps has an associated video. If you like, for instance, I have an overview video of the whole thing just in case she needs to take a look and see, hey, what's the whole theory behind why we're doing this. Every single step has an associated video. So you can just say, cool, I forget how to do that. I'm going to click here. I'm going to watch the video. And then we have sub steps all along the way. So we know exactly what to do every single step. And if you're one of my coaching students, I'm going to share this whole entire checklist with you. So you create a perfect bot every single time and nothing is left to the imagination. You leave no steps behind. So let's get started here. So the very first step is to watch the setup video. I've already watched it 100 times, so I'm going to check that off. And then we're not going to be making a second bot, so I'm going to check that off as well. So the very first thing we need to do is we need to log into High Level. Now, when we're building these bots, because of the way we need to link it up to our bot building software, I call it Bizdom Bots, but what I am is a reseller of Consolidata. I'm a proud partner with Ross Christofoli, and I resell his Consolidata platform through Bizdom Bots. So if you hear Bizdom Bots or Consolidata, they are the same thing. Now, what you're going to see over here is I have a login to app.gohighlevel.com, and then I also have my white label domain, app.automationsplus.com. The reason why we have to be logged into High Level is because to link it to Consolidata, which I'm going to show you in a few moments, what we're going to do is you have to be logged into High Level to do that. Okay, so the very first step is to log into High Level, and I am in fact logged into High Level. However, I need to go down here and I need to pick the account that I made just for this. So it's the Bizdom Bots training demo account, and I made this account just for this training. So it's going to be completely blank. And if we go back over here to the checklist, we're going to say log into High Level, done. Confirm the snapshot is installed. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to automation, and we're going to make sure all the automations are in the account. And I can tell just by looking at it that they are. So we're going to go back to the checklist and check that off. Now what we need to do is log into Consolidata. I have already done that, and I created a demo account for this as well. Just want to confirm this is the demo account. And then the next thing we need to do is we need to log into OpenAI. So you just go to OpenAI. And OpenAI is being a little slow. Oh, there we go. All right. So when you log into OpenAI, you get the choice to log into ChatGPT or OpenAI. For this, we're going to log into the API side. And then I have a bunch of clients over here, so I'm just going to go ahead and find myself, minus the Lead King account. And I'm going to go back to the checklist and I'm going to check that off. So see, we're just blowing through these things. So the next step we need to do is we need to go back to High Level and we need to create our custom fields. Custom fields are the questions we are going to ask in the bot that are going to be saved back to High Level. So I'm going to go into High Level. I'm going to go to Settings. And over in Settings, I'm going to go down here to Custom Fields. So I already have a folder as part of the snapshot. If we go into folders, it's called bot questions. And I recommend you do this too. Just have a folder where you just have the answers to your bot questions. So I'm going to go ahead and click on bot questions, and it's empty because we're going to add some custom fields. So the first question we're going to ask for this real estate investor is probably the most important one, is are you the homeowner? Just going to click save on there. All right. And then the next one we're going to ask is, why are you considering selling your home? I'm going to add another one. This one is going to be, how soon are you looking to sell? And then we're going to add one more, and it's going to be something like, do you have a price in mind that you think is fair? Something like that. Okay. So these are our custom fields that we are going to ask these questions in our bot, and they're going to be answered and they're going to be saved into high level, and you're going to see that happen. All right. So we created the custom fields. I'm going to mark all these things as completed. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a chat widget. So we're going to go over here into sites. We're going to go up here to chat widget. And now we're going to click new. You can see high level has a few different kind of chat widgets. We're going to do the live chat. And then we're just going to name this one REI. Now over here on widget, you can make it all different colors, styles, shapes, everything. This is the welcome message right here. This is what you see right here. I don't like text us here because this isn't really a text. So we're going to say, I like to change text to message. And I don't really like hi there. So I'm going to say, have a question, message us here. All right. And then we can enable a custom greeting. If they come back, it just will kind of greet them. And then down here on customization, you can change this avatar image with a different image, or you can just take it away altogether. If you wanted to, you can see her face goes away. And then you can change where the widget position is on the screen, right? So I like it bottom right. Okay, next on the chat window, title and intro. This is up here where it says, have a question, right? So you can change that to whatever you want. We're not going to change that for now. But the intro message is very important. So let's go back over to here, and we're going to click on create the chat widget. And I have a bunch of steps in here. So create the live chat widget, change the intro message, and then I like this question. I like to say it just like this. So I'm going to paste this in here. I always name mine Emma because that's my daughter's name and I like to use it. Hi, I'm Emma with Home Buyers USA, something like that. I need to ask you a few questions to see. We'll say, so we can make you a cash offer. Are you ready to get started? All right, good. So we're not going to do email field. We're not going to do redirect call to action. We're going to turn off this thing where it says, give us a minute. We're going to change the timeout to 15 minutes just to give them plenty of time. And change it to 15 minutes again. And then this business hour setup, we don't need that. And then down here, for agency branding, I don't like to put it on there. However, if you just turn it off, it looks like it turns off, but it doesn't really. So what you have to do is you have to go in here and delete. You have to delete. You leave the domain name down there, and then you turn it off, and then it will actually be gone. That's just a little hiccup of how it works. We're going to turn off HIPAA, and then this legal message, it's not even going to be there because we're turning all this stuff off. All right, now we're going to go over here to messaging. Acknowledgements, we don't really need any of that. You can change your little icon to look like whatever you want. What you could do is you could actually upload your own little icon, but we're just going to use the chat icon. And then you can actually select your language down there. So now our bot is built. It says, hi, I'm Emma with Home Buyers USA. I just need to ask you a few questions. Now it won't do this down here. It looks like it will, but it won't. So we're going to go ahead and save that. And then that's where we're eventually going to get our code. So I'm going to click get code, and I'm just going to copy the code. And I always have a text file handy. So I'm going to paste this into my text file. And then I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go back to my checklist and create the chat widget is done. The next step would be to create the demo funnel. This is where we're actually going to house the chat widget for our demo purposes. So I'm going to go back to sites. I'm going to go to funnels, and I'm going to create a new funnel, and I'm going to create it from templates. So I really don't care what these look like when I'm just making a demo. However, if you are making a professional one for a client, of course, you're going to want to do this up nice. You're going to want to have a nice logo. You're going to want to edit everything. But for just demo purposes, And what we do in our agency is when we make a bot for a client of any kind, we make a live chat widget demo on a demo site, just like you're going to see me make. And the reason we do that is because you don't have to worry about SMS, A2P, all that stuff. You can make edits and changes very quickly. And then once they approve it in here, then we move it into any other kind of bot they want. We can turn it into Facebook Messenger, Instagram, SMS, whatever. But for now, we're going to make it a chat widget. So I'm going to go real estate. Just going to make one with a theme, right? So got a whole bunch of different real estate ones in here. So this one says real estate investment. So we'll just pick that one. And it's going to make us a pretty nice funnel. The nice thing about High Level or Automations Plus, which is my white label domain, is that they have a ton of really nice templates for us to start from. Okay, so now you can see that we have our demo funnel. And what we're going to do with this demo funnel is we're going to take this code that we made here. We're going to copy that. And we're going to go up here to the tracking code, go into the footer, and we're just going to paste that code into the footer. We're going to click save. And then just to make sure it worked, we're going to hit this little eyeball just to take a look at it. It's going to save it. And you're going to see the site pop up, and it's going to be down here. Have a question, message us here. And then you can see it has our intro message. Now, it's not going to work yet because we don't have it built or linked up, but this is just what we need to do for the first step. And you can see this is just all just demo template, and that's fine. All right, so we can get out of here now. And I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to click the create demo funnel. We checked that off. Marked all of those steps as completed. And then we want to save the link. In this case, we don't really need to do that. This is just in case we were building this for a client. So I'm going to check that off too. Now, the next thing we need to do is log into Consolidata, and we need to find our client account by connecting it to High Level. So I'm going to go back into Consolidata, and this is a completely blank account that I made just for doing this. And we're going to go up here to sources. Now it's going to be completely blank sources. Well, this one is not. Demo. Oh, that's weird because I just made this demo account. Let's just see what this demo account looks like. Okay, well, we'll just use this account then. This one is blank. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Add Sources in Consolidata. And then the source I'm going to select is High Level. And this has every one of my agency accounts in here. Now, it is very important to do it in the steps I'm showing you because everything we build in the High Level account gets pulled into the Consolidata account. And if you need to update it, you need to delete it and then update High Level and then pull it back in. So that's why we do the High Level steps first. So I believe we called this Bizdom Bots Training Demo account. And so that's going to connect it there. It takes it a moment. What I like to do is open it up here and just copy this and then paste it up here under this gibberish looking stuff. All right, I'm going to go back to the checklist. We logged in and we connected it. And what we're going to do is log into OpenAI and we're going to create an API key. So I'm going to go back to OpenAI, and you can make these things up here called projects. Now, all these projects are for different things, right? So Ivy's my assistant, and she goes in here and makes her own stuff when she's practicing. So I'm going to go down here to demo bots, and this is where I'm going to make this one. And then I'm going to go to dashboard. And then over here under API keys, you see I have all these API keys, right? You can create as many as you want. So I'm going to create a secret key. I'm going to call this one demo bot training videos. And what I'm going to do is I am going to create a secret key. And I'm not actually going to do it, but this is how you would do it. The reason why I'm not going to do it is because I don't want to show somebody a secret key. So now that that secret key is in there, what we're going to do is we're going to go back over here to Consolidata. We're going to add a source. And the source is going to be OpenAI. And then this is the OpenAI key that we're going to pop in here, right? So it looks like I might have to actually make one. All right, so as you can see, I went ahead and I made a new API key, I named it, and I put it in there. So really, it was just as simple as I went to OpenAI, made it a name, and then I pasted the API key in there, because when you do it over in OpenAI, that's when you're able to see it. Okay, so and then it's in here. All right, so now back under sources, you can see we have the two things we need. We have an OpenAI API key, and then we have a high level account. So I can go back to the checklist and I can check off that. Now, I don't need to save the API key this time because we're not going to use it for anything else. And then we're going to connect OpenAI API key to Consolidata, which I already did. And then what we're going to do is log into high level using app.gohighlevel.com. I already did that. So I kind of jumped some steps here just because I'm used to doing it. And then we connected the high level account to Consolidata. So all those steps are done. All right. So now the next thing we need to do is we need to build the prompt. So we need to build a new bot agent with the prompt builder. So I'm going to go over here to AI bot, text bot, and prompt builder. And I'm going to create a new bot agent. So you're going to see there's a lot of stuff in here for us to fill in, right? So I'm going to just go ahead and start. The first thing we do up here is we select our API key. Then we select our source. Our source is where going to be the high level account we're using. And it's always going to be the same thing for these two up here. Okay. And I'm going to call this one Emma. And we're going to parentheses REI bot training videos, just so I know how to find it in the future. Right now, 4.0 is working the best. So that's what we're going to pick. I usually don't even change any of this. We'll call it Home Buying USA. And then your goal is to assist customers with information about our sources, offer to help them book an appointment for the required service, and get answers to qualifying questions. All right. So here, the personality can be whatever you want. I just leave it like this because it's pretty good. Agent greeting, I don't even worry about it because we're going to delete that. And then file upload is like types of files that you could upload that might be pertinent that the bot might want to call on. So as an example, if it was a restaurant, you might want it to be a menu. If it was a gym, you might want it to be a training schedule, something like that. Okay, we don't have anything right now, so we're going to leave it without an upload. And then here for custom field, this is where we're going to add in our custom fields. We're going to click add a step. And then down here, we're going to go down to these are the questions, right? So are you the homeowner? We're going to add another one. How soon are you looking to sell? Do you have a price in mind? And then it's going to be, what is that name? What are you considering? Okay. What are you considering selling your home? Okay. So are you the homeowner? We're going to say, how soon are you looking to sell your home? I actually said what, but that should have been why. So I'm going to put that one here, and then we're going to do why are you considering selling your home? And then this one will be, did you have a price in mind? You think is fair. Okay. Now over here, we're going to fill in this information. So I'm going to call this Home Buying USA. Obviously, you'd be putting in real info, but now the thing that sucks about this is if you put anything in here that the system doesn't like, it's going to like tell you to do it again. And you're going to have to re-enter this info down here. So you always have to have a website address, and it has to be a valid website address. Now, what it'll do if you put a valid website address in here is it'll scrape the one page that you tell it. So I usually don't even care about that. I usually don't care at all about that because I do it all in the prompt myself. So I just put my own website in here because I know it'll work. And then you can put an about us in here if you want to, but I don't. And then time zone, I don't worry about that. So this thing is all ready to go. So I'm going to click save, and now it's going to create my bot agent for me. And what this is doing is this is creating automatically a prompt on OpenAI. Okay, we used to have to write this all manually. It was a real pain in the butt, but now it does it all for us. So I'm going to go back over here and I created the prompt agent. And then I'm going to go to OpenAI and do these steps. Okay, I'm going to go in, I'm going to remove the files, and I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this. So I'm going to go up to here. I'm going to go over here to assistants. And then you're going to see the new one we made, right? Emma REI bot training videos. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this file search thing. I'm going to click on it. I am going to delete this file. And then I'm going to detach from the assistant. The reason I'm doing that is because it put all that information about the business in here, and a lot of that information I don't care about, so I just turn it off. Now, if you did have another file that you added to it, you would not delete that one and you would not detach it. But since we detached everything, we're going to turn off file search. However, we also going to turn on code interpreter. Okay. Now down here, the temperature, this is how like wild the answers could get. If you turn it all the way up here, it will do things called hallucinating, where it'll just go crazy and make things up. So I like it to be right down here for about a 0.3 for our clients who have like professional type businesses. Okay, so we did that. We deleted the files, and then what we're going to do is we're going to in OpenAI copy our prompt and paste it to a text editor. So I'm going to go into here and grab this whole prompt. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to make a new. And then this is our prompt in the text editor. Okay. So we're going to check that off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make mandatory changes to the prompt. What is that? This is the edits that I make to every prompt to make it run better. So I'm going to open this, and I have a video to show what I'm talking about, but I also have this link here with the mandatory changes. So these changes are going to go down here, and then we take it all the way down here until we get to the qualifying questions. So I'm going to go up to the top, copy, and then I'm going to go back to the prompt. And what we're going to do is we are going to go, let me see where that one is. It's going to be after question number 3. Question number 3. And it's going to be up here. So we're going to copy all that. I'm going to paste this over top of that. And these are all the changes I make to make these bots run better. Okay, so basically the first question is it gets the date and the time, and then it asks their name because that's important because it's a chat widget. We need to know their name. Now you can see the qualifying questions are all auto imported into here. It's already created for us. Now on the bottom, the changes we need to make is step 8 all the way down. Oops. Go with step 8. I don't know why it's not doing that. I'm going to go all the way down. Maybe I'll just go up. All right. Copy that. Go down here to step 8. Delete everything, and I'm going to paste step 8 into there. And then now everything is set. So this prompt is set to ask all the qualifying questions, answer any questions they have, and then set an appointment based on the best ways I know to make the bot work while we're doing that. Okay. So done with that. And we're going to check this off. And then the next thing we need is to make custom edits to the prompt. If there was anything at all that we needed to do to edit this prompt, such as maybe put some FAQs down here, maybe drop some info that would be pertinent to the business down here, this is where we do it. So we'll just do some stuff that normally would be in here. So like business name, Home Buyers USA, address, phone. Okay. And then that's about it, right? We'll just put the contact info in for right now. And then anything at all that you wanted to put in there, you can put in there. And then we've made other custom edits to bots where it'll do things like calculate pricing per square foot. That's all just, more advanced things that we can do. but we're not going to do that for this one. So we're going to say custom edits are done. Now what we're going to do is run the revised prompt through the markdown code converter. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to select this entire text. I'm going to copy that. And I have this dashboard that I made for myself that just has all the links to everything I need to build bots. And one of them is markdown code. So I'm going to click on markdown code. And all you do is you paste it in here. And what this does is this converts your text into code that the bot will understand better. Why does it do this? I don't know. But I do know once I started doing this, it followed the directions a heck of a lot better. So now I'm going to copy it and I'm going to go back over to OpenAI. I'm going to delete the text in there and I'm going to paste this modified code in there. So now we go back there and we can say, did that, and we pasted it in. Oops. And then it says add any necessary files for prompt to reference. So right here, we could add more files. So what we would do is we would turn the file search on and then add files. I recommend actually never adding files in the prompt builder itself. Doing it this way, I find to be a bit more clean. So that's typically just the way I do it. So we don't need to add any files. So we are done with that. All right, so the next thing is we need to create a configuration into Consolidata. So we're going to go back to Consolidata. We go up to AI bot, text bot, and prompt builder. And, not prompt builder. We're going to go to configuration. And we're going to add an AI chatbot. And we're going to give it a name. So it's going to be Emma, REI, training, demo, video, something like that. And then we're going to pick the location. We're going to pick the location again. And then here's where you're going to pick the calendar you want it to book your appointments on. In this case, we only have one calendar in there, so we're going to pick that. Human takeover tag. The way it's set up right now is if a human types back from the high level side, it will turn it off. However, I like to just make sure it is good. And I also add this tag here in case it's called stop all bots. In case somebody is just furious, they don't want to talk to the bot, for whatever reason, it wouldn't stop replying to them. You put stop all bots, the bot will never respond again. Okay. And then what we're going to do down here is we're going to pick the available bot, which is the one we just created. So then we can click save and that bot is ready to go. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to click do that. Now, what next thing we need to do is we need to copy the webhook. So what we do is we click the little eyeball and then down here is our webhook. So I'm going to copy that webhook and check this off. And then we're going to go paste it into high level. So we're going to go back to high level and we're going to go over here to the automations. And we're going to go down to, we're making a bot for the GHL live chat widget. So we're going to click on that. And then we're going to click this one that's the trigger. I'm going to go to webhook, paste that in there, save it. I'm going to go to webhook over here, paste that in there and save it. And we're going to save the whole thing. So now we can click off that we pasted it into high level. So now our bot is actually ready. It is done. So now all we have to do is open our demo and we need to test the bot. So what we're going to do is we're going to back out of here and we're going to go over here to sites, click on our funnel that we made, and then we're just going to open it up. So the first time we run through this, we're going to see it down here, but the next time you see it, it's going to remember all the info. So every time you want to retest it, it is best practice. Just open it up in a incognito window in Chrome or private window in Safari. All right, so we're going to get started here. It says, hi, I'm Emma with Homebuyers USA. I need to ask you a few questions. Are you ready to get started? I'm going to say yes. And you can word this a bunch of different ways. This is just the way that we decided to do it, but we changed this up for people at different times. The thing I like to do while I do this is I like to go up here to conversations. I just like to watch the conversation happen. Actually, go to opportunities. Nope, wrong again. Contacts, because I like to see the contact in there. So you can see when you start a conversation with the live chat widget, it gives it this ugly thing called guest visitor and something weird, right? That's going to be updated as we go through this. And you can see down here, it also added the tag GHL live chat widget. That just means that the bot is started. So now back over here, it says, may I please have your name? And I'm going to say my name is Russ Ward. And then it's not going to instantly update. It's going to just take it a moment, but the system will update it. And sometimes the replies are faster than others. Sometimes they're super fast. Sometimes they're not that fast. Okay. It says, thanks, Rusty, the homeowner. Now, let me go ahead and refresh this because I want you to see that it actually did go ahead and update the name. And you can see it updated my name there to Russ Ward. Now you can see the email address is still a made up email address, but that'll get addressed as well. So I'm going to say yes. Now, one thing we could do is we could have put a modification in there that says if they're not the homeowner, then it could give them some reply like, I'm sorry, we can't do that. We can't work with people who aren't the homeowner. Would you like to tell us who the homeowner is? You can make all kinds of modifications to either qualify or disqualify. But for this one, we're just making it very straightforward. How soon are you looking to sell? I'm going to say as soon as possible. And then the other thing, I keep on switching over there because I keep thinking I need to do that to get to the other window. And then it says, why are you looking to sell? We're going to say, I need the money and it is all broke down. So the other thing I like to do while I'm going through this is I like to make sure the fields are updating. So I hide the empty fields. I go down here and I click bot questions just to make sure it's saving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh, and I want to see that these answers are being saved into the bot questions fields like it's supposed to be doing. And you can see it is. Are you the homeowner? Yes. What are you why are you considering selling your home? I misspelled that. And then how soon are you looking to sell as soon as possible? So very good. And then over here, do you have a price? I'm going to say like 300K. And then once that updates and the bot responds, then we're going to see 300K pop into here too. But it won't happen in real time. You're going to have to refresh the screen. All right, so let's refresh it one more time just to make sure that it went ahead and saved the last question. This is all very important stuff, guys. If you're using it for yourself, if you're building this for a client, you just want to make sure that everything saves properly because you never want to deliver a bot to somebody and then have it not work how you anticipated. So it's really important to test everything. All right, Sal says, thanks, Russ, for sharing. What's your time zone so we can find a suitable time slot for you? So it just assumes right away that we want an appointment. You can put another step in here that asks them if they would like to set an appointment, yes or no, and then go back and forth. I just always assume. But I'm going to throw at this variable. I'm going to say, before I do, because remember, guys, we gave it no context for this, right? All we did was gave it contact information. Now, you could give it the whole process. You could give it FAQs. You can do whatever you want. But remember, this is AI. So it can go out and just pull the information that it needs. So it's going to give us a good answer. It says, we typically start with a consultation to understand your needs and evaluate your property. After that, we assess the market for the home's condition and present a cash offer. Once you accept, we handle the paperwork and close the deal quickly. Now, what's your time zone? See, so it keeps on reclosing for the time zone. I'm going to ask it another question. Can you guarantee me I'll get 300K? And I like to test the bot with questions like this because I want to see what type of variables it's going to kick at me. If it doesn't give me adequate responses, then I'm going to have to go in there and make sure I give it some FAQs, which I would recommend doing anyway. But if you don't, you can see it'll give you pretty good answers. So it's like, I'm told not to do that. Sorry. Our team will evaluate your property and market conditions. So basically, it knows not to do that. And again, we could change this verbiage up so it'd be a little bit cleaner. And I'm going to say, okay, so I'm Eastern Daylight Time. And now what it's going to do is it's going to go through the process of setting the appointment with me. And as you can see, we can see everything on the high level side as well, right? All right, so it's going to ask for my phone number. And Obviously, we need the phone number to do a call. Now, you may or may not want to ask for the email address. If you don't want to, you can just remove it from the prompt. If you do want to ask it, it's in there. So like if you get on here to the appointment setting part, it's going to ask them for their phone number. And then in this case, I don't know. Yeah, it asks them for their email. So you would just remove step 3 there. And then you would just renumber all the steps if you didn't want email. Okay. I'm going to say, russward@leadking.com. Now, as this is happening, all this info up here should be updating. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. And I keep on doing this as I am testing the bot, just because I want to make sure if anything gives me a hiccup along the way, I can stop and I can fix it right away. So as you can see, we got the name correct, the email is correct, the phone number, and then all of our qualifying questions are in there. So that's perfect. That's everything we want it to do. What day works best for you? I'm going to say, how about Friday? And then the reason I have it do it this way is because I noticed when we were doing real cold calling, this was the best process we found to set appointments. So we say, what day works for you? You could even give it a range of days. Would today or tomorrow work better for you? But I ask it what day, and then afternoon or morning, right? So I'm going to go with afternoon. And then it's going to figure out what's available based on what your settings in your calendar are. So if there's certain days you don't want to take appointments, you just block those off and make it nothing available, and then the bot will say, hey, nothing's available that day. Then I always have the bot say, we have an openings on, it gives us 2 choices, right? So we have 2 openings on Friday at 2 and 2:30. Which one works better? So I'm going to say 2. So at this point, we've gone through the process, answered all the qualifying questions, got the contact info, and now this is going to confirm the appointment. It's going to come back and tell us that our appointment is confirmed. And then if we had the follow-up campaign ready, what it would do is, there you go. So thanks, Russ. Your appointment is set for Friday, 2 p.m. Look forward to seeing you then. Now, we could always set this up to let them know we're going to be calling or we're going to be coming to the property. Obviously, we're not, because we don't have the address. That is another question we could ask in something like this. And then if we go back over here and we refresh, what you're going to see is that now inside this window, we're going to see an appointment set in here. I think it was already in there anyway. So you can see appointment set 2 p.m., right? And that's it. Now, if we wanted to be fancy about it, there is an automation in here that is, I thought there was one in here. I don't see it. But we could put a follow-up campaign in here. And the follow-up campaign could be like a confirmation text message and email. And then from there, it could just follow up with them to let them know that it was coming up for the appointment time, right? So what we're going to do is going to go back to our checklist, and we tested it. We confirmed that all the answers were saved. We confirmed that the appointment was set properly. We don't have any changes needed. Revise the prompt. So this is all what to do if there's problems. So you test it again, and then you delivered the finished bot to the client. And that is it. That is every single step in our checklist to go ahead and create one of these bots. And you can see that it didn't take us very long at all to do that. And we have a working bot. Looks very nice, and you could change the colors, you could change the assistant, you could get much more fancy with what we did with it. But this is a functional bot that you could drop onto any website right now. And then what you could also do is convert this into a bot that works on Facebook Messenger. It will work on Instagram. And then what we like to use it for is when we're running Facebook ads, a new lead comes in, and then an SMS message goes out, and the conversation goes through SMS. Okay. So this is just a demo to show you how to make the chat widget bot using the checklist. And if you have any questions on this, just let us know, post in the group, and somebody will be happy to help you.